Hey guys, so I thought I'd come on here live and I've got several announcements to make. So thanks for tuning in. First off, I can't come on here without actually recognizing some of the people we lost here very recently. Lots of celebrities in the last couple of weeks, Daredevils, rally drivers, Ken Block. Ken Block, we lost him uh, very recently. He was only 55 years old. And if you don't know who Ken Block is, he was a pro rally driver with the Hoonigan Racing Division. Kind of sad we lost him. It was a snowmobile accident that happened in Utah. So that was really sad. He hails from Long Beach and yeah, passed away recently, 55 years of age. Uh, Last live stream I did, Ken, my buddy Ken, was on here, and he talked about how he saw Ken Block at SEMA this year. So anyway, uh, we lost Ken Block, of course, Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis's only child. She died. She was 55 years old. Jeff Beck, arguably one of the best guitar players of all time. Uh, 60s guitar hero. He died of the age of 78 years old with, I guess he had a bacterial meningitis or something like that. Robbie Bachman, Bachman Turner Overdrive, the younger brother of Randy Bachman. Everybody knows Bachman Turner Overdrive. Robbie passed away. They didn't say what happened to him, but he was 69 years old. 69 years old. And of course, I just learned last night Robbie Knievel. And if you guys are, in my age demographic, anybody that remembers Evil Knievel, I was a big fan of Evil. And sadly, we lost Robbie last night, or I heard about it last night. He died Friday morning. He hails from Butte, Montana, just like his dad, and he passed away from pancreatic cancer uh, in Reno. He was 60 years old. So sadly, we lost Robbie. I probably the one jump that guy did that just completely blew me away uh, was that building to building jump. It was 13 stories high, and he jumped from one building to the other, and it was a 160-foot span. And the guy actually had to crash the bike in order to not go off the other end. That was an incredible jump. Of course, he completed a lot of jumps that his dad never made. Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, as well as Snake River at the Grand Canyon. He completed that jump. I think it was in '99. And he crashed at the end and unfortunately broke his leg. But he completed it. He made the jump. So just an incredible daredevil. So we unfortunately lost him. Yeah, so we lost a lot of people in the last couple of weeks. It's kind of sad. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Anyway, guys, some announcements to make. Some stuff coming up. Interesting things happening in our area. And the first one I wanted to mention was the Saskatoon Farm Toy and Collectible Show. That's next weekend, January 20th to 22nd. And my good buddy Neil and his wife Allison from Back 40 Embroidery are actually putting that on. And that's taking place, like I say, January 20th to 22nd, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, next weekend at the Western Development Museum. So don't miss this. Mark this on your calendar. So the show times are Friday 5 to 9, Saturday 10 to 5, and Sunday 10 to 4. Like I say, it's at the Western Development Museum. Admission for adults is $5. Children 6 to 12 years old are $2 each. Hi, Glenn. Thanks for tuning in. Uh, Neil's a big collector of Lincoln toys. I've seen his collection. It's a huge Lincoln toy collection. These collections are extremely valuable. So you're going to see Neil's collection there, as well as, there'll be farm toys on display, all kinds of fancy displays, as well as vintage toys, die-cast cars, all kinds of collectibles and parts for collectors. So there's stuff for sale. as well as a huge display. So again, that's this weekend coming up, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, January 20th to the 22nd at the Western Development Museum. So I will be there Friday. Neil's actually invited me out to, I'll be there with camera in hand. So I'm looking forward to that. So mark this on your calendars, guys. It's going to be a good one. That is the 34th annual. So this has been going on for a while. It's a pretty cool deal. The other thing I wanted to mention, so the Dragons Car Show registration, online registration is now open. So if you've got a car that you are thinking about putting in this next spring's car show, get your registration in. Even if you're not, it's a project that's not quite buttoned up yet. Make sure that you get this thing in there as fast as possible. This thing fills up fast. Hey, Paradise Road, thanks for tuning in, bud. And thank you. Yeah, I reached 1,000 subscribers. Finally made that 1,000. That was a big turning point for the channel. So that was another reason why I wanted to come live here today. I'll get to that in a sec. Thank you very much. Yeah, Dragons Car Show. This is April 7th and 8th this year. What can I tell you about this? So vehicle registration is $50. If you want to enter the Battle of the Automotive Technicians. Hey, Glenn. Oh, yeah. Thank you on the 1,000. Yeah, that's a big deal for me. Battle of the Automotive Technicians. If you want to apply for that, there's several teams that enter this. It's 2-person teams. And it's $100 to enter that. Lots of big prizes for this. That's kind of an exciting thing. I did a little bit of a video on this, what that's all about in the channel last year at this time. I interviewed the guy in charge of that, Brad, a good buddy of mine. He's a Dragons member. And he runs that Battle of Automotive Technicians. Really cool deal. They assemble an engine in 12 minutes, and it's got to run for 5 seconds. And there's big prizes for this: toolboxes, jackets, and tools, and it's a cool deal. Anyway, yeah, if you're thinking about registration, get your car in here right away. It's an easy online form that you fill out. You just tick out the boxes, and it's $50. You can pay the Dragons with an e-transfer, or you can mail them a check if you're not into the e-transfer thing. Again, that's April 7th and 8th. Don't waste your time on this one, guys. The club needs to know right away what kind of entries they're going to get. It takes a while to get through all this process. There's hundreds of cars they got to go through. Submit as many photos as you can, even if it's an unfinished project. They're used to looking at that sort of thing. Give them some time to go over it. Don't expect a response within a couple of days or 24 hours. It could take a month. Like I say, they got to go over 200-300 cars. On average, the club puts on a show that involves 200 to 300 cars on average. And every year it's different. Usually they have DE and I believe it's C Hall. So there's usually 3 halls for sure. Sometimes they'll get 4, sometimes they'll get 5, all based on how many cars enter. Anyway, get it in there as soon as you can. Really important. And major sponsors this year. Market Tire is a major sponsor. Impact Diesel Performance and Sherry Insurance are major sponsors for this upcoming show. Yeah, what else can we tell you about that? So we talked about the Dragons. We talked about the Farm Toy and Collectible Show happening this weekend. Oh yeah, I had a visit. Good buddy of mine paid me a visit. Mr. Heated Jackets, Quebec Garage, came to visit me last Wednesday. He was in town on business and stopped by to see me. We had, sat down, had a coffee, and he actually shared with me that his 71 Nova is featured on My Star Collector Cars. So you guys can check that out. It's on Facebook. They got Twitter. Jim Sutherland goes around and interviews guys and checks out their cars. And he just did my buddy Braden's father's 67 Beaumont, did a nice cover on that car. And he just, and very recently, he has Mike's 71 Chevy Nova on there. It's kind of a really nice low mile original survivor car. It's a 46,000 mile original 6-cylinder Nova, and it's got some upgrades on it. You guys can check that out. So anyways, really nice to see Mike come by and visit me. Like I say, Mr. Heated Jackets Quebec Garage is the name of his channel. Hit that subscribe button. He's got some cool stuff on his channel. Just built himself a big shop. And we're going to go down and visit Mike in the future. We were talking about going down there. I'll bring my camera with me, share with you guys what's in Mike's shop, and take a close look at his Nova. But yeah, but he has, if you want to see his Nova, 71 Chevy Nova, kind of a, like I say, a survivor car. It's a rare car. And it's featured right now on My Star Collector Cars. So check that out and hit that subscribe button for Mike when you're on YouTube. Look him up. He's a good buddy of mine. Lots of neat stuff. He's got some car stuff on his channel and a little bit of his shop build. There's some different things on his channel. It's really interesting. So help him out. Give him some love. Hit the subscribe button for him. So yeah, guys, there's some things that I wanted to touch on. Some announcements. Now, there's already been next year's car events being posted for next summer, and you can find some of those posteds at autoevents.ca. So check out autoevents.ca. Also, the Shifters Car Club Facebook page has a lot of events on there as well. They're starting to show up. These fresh posts are coming. SAS Car Shows is another place you can get some of these postings, as well as Saskatoon Car Meets has also got a Facebook page, and they're posting all the upcoming events for next summer. So you can you check out one of those pages and you won't miss anything that's going on. There's something going on every single weekend throughout the summer, and that's one way to stay on top of it. I'm a part of the Shifters Facebook page, and that keeps me. Rochelle's really good at keeping everybody informed on what's going on, and all this stuff gets shared. And of course, the more people know about this kind of stuff, more people show up. So it just makes it a better deal. So check out those pages, lock them in, figure out where you want to go, and you won't miss anything. What else could we talk about here? Oh yeah, so we've done some different things on the channel recently. I don't know if you guys have noticed, now that winter's here, I've been doing some short posts from work. I can't do full videos from work, obviously, because I'm working, but I've been sharing some specialty tools with you and some funny little things, and they picked up a little bit of steam on the channel recently. I showed a specialty tool, and I asked everybody to kind of guess what this thing is, and it was a very unique tool. And I think we got 1,381 views on that thing, and I was 20 or 30 comments. And finally, I got if you guys didn't see in the community post, got somebody that actually found out what the thing was. And my good buddy Travis TC, he got the answer correct. That specialty tool that you saw in that post was it was actually a bushing press for the rear control arms on a 76 Corvette. It was ordered specifically for that. My boss had picked up a Corvette really cheap. I think it was $1. He paid $1 for this car. It was a field car. It was a pretty rough condition. But he got it cheap enough, and his wife really liked the car. So he decided to spend a little time and money on it. And our local body man, Daryl, he put floors in that car, needed a whole pile of fiberglass work. He fixed all that. and I was tasked with the job of all the underpinnings of the car, all the suspension, and we had to cut out all the suspension on that car and basically replace everything, especially in the rear. It was completely seized, and as a result, ended up buying that specialty tool to press in these new bushings. Anyway, very unique, weird tool. I was surprised that somebody actually caught that one. I don't know if Travis has ever owned a Corvette or worked on one, but he figured it out. He knew what it was for, so that was pretty good. Good on him. It was, I was hoping to have more of these, and I will have more of these little posts in the future. But I was kind of thinking of, maybe having a prize or something for the person guessing the correct part, or coming up with the correct answer for these things. But when I finally went into, all the YouTube regulations and stuff like that, it was, you almost needed a lawyer to just to give away something for a prize. So anyway, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to try to figure that out. I think if I had a merch store, it would be a little bit easier, and it would get me by some of that legalities. But anyways, it was kind of something I was kind of thinking of doing. Anyway, we'll work on that. So Travis guessed the correct tool. It was a bushing press for a 76 Corvette, specifically late 60s, right up to the 80s. It would work on that. Weird thing. And the other thing I wanted to mention was I wanted to come on here and say thank you to all you guys. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button. That the channel crested 1,000 subscribers just last week. I think we're at 1,003, something like that. We've got over 237,117 views since the channel started April 18th, 2020. And of course, that first year when COVID hit, in 2020, the spring of 2020, I didn't have a lot of video for you. The whole reason how that all started was I was laid off from work. COVID hit. I didn't know what was going on. And there was a channel called D-Boss Garage that was hosting the first ever international quarantine car show. Hey, 50 Special Deluxe, thanks for tuning in, and thank you on the 1,000. Anyway, D-Boss Garage was having this international quarantine car show. I thought, I had time all I could think about was, springtime and getting my car out and seeing all my friends again at all these events. And I was stuck at home. I was laid off from work. Couldn't go nowhere. Everything was shut down. And I ended up spending time on YouTube and coming across that car show. Thought it'd be fun to be a part of that. And there was two ways that you could enter that car show, either pictures online or you can enter a YouTube video. Well, I didn't have a YouTube channel, but I figured out how to create a channel and uploaded my video. And then I ended up with this channel as a result of that. And I thought, well, I got to do something with this thing. So anyway, having a lot of fun as a result of it. And finally, we hit that milestone of 1,000 subscribers. That's just incredible. And I got to say thank you to you guys for getting us there. It took 313 videos to crest that 1,000, but 237,000 views. That's just beside myself. Just very, very happy. And it's just going to motivate me to do more and do better on this channel. And anyway, I thought I'd come on live today and say thank you to everybody. I had some announcements to make. Wanted to, of course, mention all the famous people we lost, especially Robbie Knievel. A funny story, the 50th Dragons car show, we had the 66 Batmobile there. And the fella that owned that car was from Butte, Montana. and really kind of an interesting guy. He was kind of connected to some Hollywood people, and the uniform he actually wore in his display was worn by Adam West. Adam West, actually, that was one of his uniforms used in the TV show, the 66 Batman TV show. And great, cool car. It was like it was a mold from the original Batmobile, but it was like a sixth generation. Very, very correct. And like I say, his uniform was actually used on the TV show. So cool guy and interesting dude to talk to. And he shared this story with me. He was a big Evel Knievel fan. And of course, he was from Butte, Montana, lived in Evel's hometown. And the phone rings one day. He's working in the garage, and the phone rings, and he goes to answer the phone, and this guy is saying, "Yeah, you got that Batmobile, and you kind of, you lease this thing out to car shows and car events." He goes, "Yeah, well, my name's Evel Knievel, and I'd like to, lease your Batmobile to be in my parade." And the guy says, "You're full of shit. You're not Evel Knievel." And he almost hung up the phone on him. Turned out it was Evel Knievel. And if you look back Evel used to have an annual biker run. I don't know if it was a toy run. I can't remember a lot of the details to that, but he had the Batmobile lead the parade, and it was this guy's car. It was the same car we saw in the 50th show at the Dragons 50th annual show. Anyway, very cool. As Evel got older and he couldn't actually ride his bike in the parade, he rode in the Batmobile. So he rode in that car. The last few years, he was able to do that parade. Very cool. Very cool story. Anyway, just a couple of things I wanted to touch on here today, guys. I didn't want to stay on real long. I just wanted to make some of those announcements. I want to make sure that you guys know about this Saskatoon Farm Toy and Collectible Show. Like I say, I'll be there on Friday. That's next Friday, January 20th. And it's also on Saturday and Sunday. I'll read the times here again. It's 5 to 9 Friday, 10 to 5 on Saturday, 10 to 4 on Sunday. Adults, $5 for entry. So it's cheap to get in. Kids are $2, and that runs from 6 to 12 years old. So it's cheap to get in. There's all kinds of stuff on display. Like I said, the fella that's putting that on, my buddy Neil from Back 40 Embroidery, him and his wife put this event on. It's at the Western Development Museum starting this Friday. He's a big collector of Lincoln toys. I saw his collection. It's just absolutely amazing, stunning collection. And so I'll be there Friday. If you guys want to come up and say hi, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek and just a reminder what's happening there at the Western Development Museum. And yeah, I'm going to be there, and come by and say hi. And anyway, guys, thank you very much. Thank you again. We crushed this 1,000. I'm really happy about that. It just motivates me to do more, get better at this whole YouTube thing. I've always said, I wish I had a 12-year-old kid to help me figure out all this stupid techie stuff. I'm not a techie guy. I'm a mechanic by trade, and it doesn't involve a lot of cameras and computers, what I do for a living. So this is all kind of new to me. I'm kind of fumbling through it, just like this live stream stuff. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for tuning in. I appreciate you. And hopefully we'll see you at, hey, Travis, thanks, bud. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good to see you on here. But yeah, I hope to see you guys very soon at this weekend coming up. We'll be at that toy show. Come and see that. Don't forget to put your car into the Dragons Car Show, April 7th and 8th. I don't know exactly what the deadline for entry times are, but it's April 7th and 8th this year, and it's Easter weekend as always. Yeah, it's $50 to put your car in. It's cheap. You actually get a lot of that back in merchandise from the club. They give you coffee mugs and T-shirts and all kinds of stuff just for being there, just for coming. And of course, if you're trailering in from out of town, they actually pay a trailer fee as well. So they cover your mileage. They make sure that they make it worth your while for putting your car in there, regardless of where you're from. Anyway, thanks very much. Thanks for tuning in. Just do this quick live. And thank you again for hitting the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.